Recording?
That was gold. That was gold, and we lost it all.
Say it again.
Oh, my
sorry.
God.
What were we talking about?
You being a fucking nerd.
That's right. That's right. How you don't have jock tone, but you very much have jock energy.
Yes.
Yes.
And jock itch.
And jock itch. Yeah. You got to get some, what was that? Tough actin, tenactin? No, that's for feet.
Yeah.
It used to be, or maybe you could use it on your balls
You can put
too.
it on anywhere.
Balls and
You
feet?
can use Canestin.
It's like hoof and mouth.
It is exactly like hoof and mouth.
It's like hoof and mouth.
They don't like to talk about that.
Balls, feet,
Unst feet.
feet.
Unst feet. Well, what episode? 17. There we go.
Episode, yeah.
Amazing.
It's getting up there.
It's getting up there. They said it couldn't be done.
If we
Did
were
it anyways.
if we were on Canadian television, we would be just entering our third season at episode 17.
If we were on the BBC, we would be entering our 28th season.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, just little 10-minute pieces.
I can't remember what show it was. They made a joke. It's like, oh, did you ever see, like, I don't know, Rosemary and Thyme? And it's like, oh, it was very famous on the BBC. They made 7 episodes. It was on for 28 years.
Oh, it's like Faulty Towers is there only I think there's only 13 Faulty Towers episodes.
And there's one that you can never watch again.
Which one's that?
The one where the liberal use of the N-word.
Oh.
It's more challenging to find.
Oh, yeah, it's more challenging to find.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there, but it's not in the usual.
They don't put it in the PBS tote bag giveaway?
No, that's when they cut away to the, please give us money.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
please.
we're going to air that episode.
We're going to air that episode, but only in the north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to be welcomed. Speaking of welcome everyone to episode 17 of
D7.
Preparing to Podcast, now with some French.
Yes.
Do we get a tax write-off?
That's the hope.
For that?
Or what we more hopefully get is a grant.
If we have a huge following in Quebec, I will eat your hat.
As they say in the textbook, UP. That was the big.
Is that how our French
It was
person
this. It was this
expresses-
celebratory phrase that they taught us in elementary school French. UP.
That's insulting. Just don't even bother learning the language. If that's
It's one
what it's
word.
going to sound like. Yep.
One word. UP.
Yep.
Yeah, not 2 words.
Yep.
No, 2 words is a completely different thing that you probably shouldn't bring up with the kids. Yeah, 1 word. No
One
problem.
word.
I think that might have been the name of the Expo's mascot, wasn't it? UP.
UP?
Yeah. So there you go. That's
Huh.
legit. I'm not making that up.
We are learning today.
And that might be the only mascot. No. The other one I know is what's his? I want to say Cringy, but that's not his name. The Philadelphia. It's like a big orange pile of fur.
Oh yeah, you're looking at me like I'm going to know
Oh,
the name
all right.
of any mascot.
Ralph Mouth.
Yeah.
Let's just assume that it's Ralph Mouth.
This is Bill, the mascot.
He's like got the googly eyes, and he's like a total. He's suitably happy crazy.
Yes.
That's his look. Happy crazy.
I've definitely seen clips of him dancing. Oh, I know the racist ones. Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo. Yes.
If that team is
Gritty,
still the
Gritty.
same.
Gritty. That's his name.
Gritty?
Gritty.
Oh, that's
He's got
not
grit.
a good name.
He's got grit.
That's not. That is terrible. Gritty just makes it sound like he went to the beach and got some sand in some awkward places.
You know what?
That's probably why he dances like that.
Are you a beach person?
Yeah, I like a beach.
See, that's there's 2 things I don't like about the beach.
Sand.
Is sand and
Water.
and temperature. No, I love the water. I'm all about the water. In fact, I spend most of the time in the water because it's the easiest way to avoid the dry sand.
Fair enough.
I like the wet sand. You know, that little area that's
Complicated, man.
as the tide is going out,
Yes.
that little area, and you have to kind of follow the tide down.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. A, you don't sink in as far, and B, it's usually a lot cooler, which is very important to me at the beach. I am
Comfort and laziness.
I am white and wrapped in lard, and the beach is usually it's a countdown to heat stroke for me.
Well, that's fun. Do you smell like lard when you're baking in
No.
the sun?
No.
No.
No,
No cannibals sniffing around, being like, some long pig.
No.
Wait till that one's done.
Let's get some poi going.
Let's get some
poi going.
Get some sides to go with
Hey,
this long pin.
hey, why don't you throw some pineapple rings on that guy's back? Hey, he's almost done.
Don't promise me a good time.
So it's been a big week.
It's been a big week. Lots of stuff has happened.
Lots of stuff has happened. It's
Everyone now knows where the Strait of Hormuz is.
Yes, we all know where the Strait of
know where it
Hormuz.
is.
Now I knew where it was before because I'd often dreamed about winning the lottery
Yes.
and then buying a yacht
Okay.
and sailing the world.
Right?
And in my research of that, there's a few places that I thought I would like to go, and then I did a little bit of looking and I realized probably not.
No, I think I'm good. And
Like-
you thought the Persian Gulf was sounded like a nice holiday
Well, what I
destination?
Well, you see enough episodes of Lifestyles from the Rich and Famous and whatnot, right? You watch some of that F1 show,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody looks like it's hot, but they're all basically just wearing sheets. They're all just dressed in white.
It is comfy.
They look very comfortable.
It's very comfy.
It looks like a place where you can probably get a lot of help. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people that'll just work for you. Because if these guys are dressed in white all day long and they're all spotless, they're not working hard,
No.
right?
No, they're not picking stuff up.
No, and
They're importing someone, stealing their passport, and making them pick stuff up.
what it does worry me though is in a culture where everyone's dressed in white,
Yes.
are there going to be a lot of dips? Like, to dip your food in, right? Because dip is like a sure way to get something on your shirt.
I think every culture has dips. There's a lot of Middle Eastern dips. I enjoyed a lot of dips.
I see, but I'd be terrified dressed in white all the time. Like usually I put on a shirt and within 40 minutes I should change it because there's something that's fallen onto my shirt.
Yeah, but if you're paying someone to do the dipping and feed you,
Oh,
and then they get a lashing if they accidentally sully your beautiful Galabea.
Lashing seems a little lenient to me.
Oh, you haven't seen the lashings.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it depends on what you're using as your weapon of choice.
Is it like that kid in Singapore that
The gum kid? How
the
dare
gum
he?
kid? Yeah.
I don't think they hit him enough with that cane.
You know,
Beat some
that's
sense into him.
I remember that story where they, like he ended up taking 3 hits with the cane or whatever. I forget what the compromise was. They always come up with some sort of compromise. But that was actually how I learned that all the black circles on sidewalks are gum.
Yeah.
I did not know that previous, but then someone explained to me why would you have a law against chewing gum? And that's why, because I've been to Singapore and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it still looks brand new, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't brand new when I got there.
No, there's nothing more annoying than having the beauty of a pristine sidewalk marred by irregular black circles.
Yeah, why would you want that? If you can avoid it, right? I mean, people make fun of the Italian grandma with the plastic on her couch, but when she dies and you take the plastic off that couch, you've got a gently used couch you can sell.
Yep.
It's a 60-year-old couch. You could probably sell it to a movie company or something. They could use it in some sort of period piece. But still, it's going to be clean. It's
going to be clean.
It's going to be lovely. It's not going to be, filled with dust mites and human skin.
Yeah, and she probably didn't let anyone sit on it anyway, so
Yeah.
it is purely for looking at.
Were you allowed to go in all the rooms in your house as a child?
Yes, we didn't have enough rooms to ban any rooms. Well, my friend had a room that he was... Like they had a dining room no one went into, and they had another room no one went into, but he had to go into it every day to put marks in the carpet. Like he wasn't vacuuming; he was just taking the head of the vacuum to put the lines back
To make it look like someone had
into
vacuumed the
deep
carpet?
pile of the carpet because his mom was obsessed with it.
Oh, so so you couldn't see any footprints.
No footprints.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
In a room that no one was allowed in.
So it was a matter of a patterned nap.
Yeah. It was basically like someone mowing a lawn in a fancy way.
Yeah, it's like a baseball outfield in your living room.
That no one's allowed in.
We had my dad my dad is at the time a guy that both had money
Yes.
and was very cheap for lack of a better
That's why he had money.
phrase. You might say thrifty, but that was the thing, is he was terrified that he was gonna wake up someday and he wouldn't have money.
It'll be World War III, and I didn't stockpile any canned goods.
Exactly. So he's worked hard
Or
his
gold.
entire life, I think mainly because he's terrified that he might not have money one day. And so as a result, it was a good motivator for him. But one of the things, my mom got him to buy these 2 couches. And they were beautiful, for one. And I can't even imagine how expensive they were. It was like, like I remember the store was like this big interior design store in downtown Vancouver. And this is like late 70s, early 80s. I was a little kid.
Was
and
it Danish? That was a big time for Danish furniture.
No, these were silk couches.
Why?
They were gray with like birds and
Did it come with a concubine?
No, with like peacocks on them. Like
Yeah, I don't want that.
But it was beautiful. Genuinely beautiful.
Was it?
These
or
two.
Is this another example of money can't buy taste?
No, this was money can buy something really beautiful.
Right.
These were true, beautiful, beautiful pieces of furniture. And my dad, at the same time, had 2 stools made to also go in the living room, right? That were just 2 stools, like just a square stool to sit on. And my brother and I were not allowed to sit on the couches. We were in no way. When company was over, we were not allowed to sit on the couches. And my dad had made it very clear to us, those are your stools.
Yeah,
You may sit on the stools.
That's where grubby gross children go.
And so anyway, time goes by. My parents get divorced, right? My mom has the couches somewhere. And then at some point, somehow, they get sent off to storage. And my dad ends up with them again. And he ships them out to Quebec, all the way from Vancouver, because I imagine he's cheap and he paid for these fucking couches and he doesn't want them to just be thrown away. So he ships them across the country. He's got a place up in the Laurentians, brings them in. And finally, at this point, my brother's in university and I'm finishing high school. And my brother and I are allowed to sit on these couches. Oh. It's like 15 years later. We're so happy we get to sit on these couches. And we're there at Christmas time. This is such a wonderful story. And my dad sits down on the couch for the first time in I don't even know how long, since he's been divorced, right? And it was a terrible nuclear-style divorce. Like, it was bitter fighting and a long time and angry phone messages. It was a classic. It was
fun.
Kramer versus Kramer, War of the Roses, bloodbath style. And my dad sits down on the couch. He reaches between the couch cushions, and he pulls out a checkbook for a guy named Ralph Nader, who my dad went to high school with, and my mom dated after the divorce.
Like the Ralph Nader?
It was
the Ralph Nader.
No, it was not. It was not the Ralph Nader. It was Ralph Nader was just his name, and it might not even be his last name, but his first name was Ralph. And then we spent 3 days over Christmas debating whether or not we should start buying things with Ralph's checkbook. And it was probably the best Christmas we've ever had. We ended up not doing it.
No,
but because my dad figured it was 10 years old, for one, so he may not even have the checking account anymore.
Fair
and
enough.
B, Ralph was never really an earner. So what are we going to be able to get away with on his checkbook?
And C, they probably fucked on that couch.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I think that was.
That's why the checkbook.
That was part of why my
in.
brother and I thought it was so funny, and my dad not so much. After nobody was allowed to ever sit on these couches, Mom was obviously fucking all of the guys he went to high school with on this couch after they got
going
divorced.
through the yearbook.
Yeah, have you ever had an ex run through some of your exes?
No, I haven't had.
I've had them.
Very many exes.
I've had them.
I did have.
Well, no, I had an ex run through like some of my friends.
No.
No, you've never had that.
If they did, I really didn't care.
Well, you're also a long-term relationship guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I've not had that many exes. I did have someone get mad because my roommate and I both broke up with our boyfriends on the same night. And so everyone was convinced it was so that we could date. I was like, no. Mark was just dating two dudes at once. And I told him he had to pick one.
Really?
And then we're like, okay, I will break up with Jim and you break up with Dax. And we made a pact. We did it the day before Valentine's Day. We're like, all right, let's get rid of these losers.
Really?
And everyone talked. I'm like, no.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone named Dax.
I have.
Yeah.
One singular Dax.
As you escorted him out of your roommate's relationship.
Yeah. Well, they used to. We lived in a townhouse. It was my roommate's townhouse, and he would send his whatever the twink of the week was like downstairs. I had the ground floor room.
I gotta sign up for that email list, by the way.
He would send the twink of the week down to be like,
Twink of the week.
Mark says you need to take the dog out. I'm like, well, you go tell Mark it's not my fucking dog, and I don't appreciate him sending the twink of the week down to tell me what to do.
Yeah. That's, I don't know if I ever did that. Send the girlfriend out of the bedroom to tell the roommate something. I probably did that with Hat a couple of times, because when I lived with Brian Hat, it would be like, he'll send her out, tell Hat to go flush the toilet or whatever.
Yeah. No, sorry.
No.
I don't respect your authority.
That's a power move to send out your one night stand to give your roommate instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very trying to be alpha.
I mean, they were never usually one night stands because he would just find the latest 19-year-olds and date them for like a week.
Yeah, so week-long stands. I should have picked that up with Twink of the Week. Yeah. Hustler magazine used to have the asshole of the month.
Oh,
but I think
it's different than.
Well, it was that was actually
not personality-wise, just.
No, that's what it was.
Oh,
it was,
really?
It was.
I've looked at magazines with asshole of the month, and it's very different.
Yeah. You and I are in different sections of the store, but the asshole of the month in Hustler magazine was someone usually that just Larry Flint didn't like, and so he'd just put a page up and he'd tell a story.
Look at this piece of shit.
Larry Flint was a guy that was a proper American pornographer.
Yes.
In that
he should be on Mount Rushmore.
But he was also he was non-political in that he hated all politics.
Yes.
And he was he didn't pick sides. Like I remember during
tits are not political.
Well,
tits
during
are just tits.
Bill Clinton's thing, he offered because he felt that Bill Clinton was getting. Like who shouldn't get their dick sucked on, right? He's Larry Flint, so he was very pro blowjob as a blanket policy, and so he offered $1 million to anyone who could give him evidence on Republicans in Congress who were cheating on their wives.
Oh,
and
it should be remarkably easy.
I would think so. Although maybe it was
find
hard.
One that's not.
Maybe
the paralyzed guy.
Maybe it was hard to find. Well, the wide stance guy. There's so many guys. That is the all-time classic, in that you could just say wide stance and everybody knows who you're talking about.
I have a wide stance and I have the music in me, so I have tappy feet.
Wide stance. What's interesting?
I love Shirley Temple.
Is every time I have to take a dump at an airport, I am very aware of my stance. I have what might be. It's almost as if I'm trying to push my knees together because I don't want to create any confusion in the public atmosphere as to how wide is that guy's stance. Not wide enough that you should consider it an invitation.
Well, if you play it right with your wide stance, you will not have to wipe anything. You can get Luigi the human bidet to come over and clean things up for you.
Luigi the human bidet. Oh. Yeah, we go to different parties.
I know. I think mine are more fun.
I think they are.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because to be honest with you, regardless of sexuality, I'm down for Louis the bidet.
The human bidet, yeah.
Well, I've always had a policy of I'll probably let anybody suck my dick. Right? I can close my eyes. I got an imagination.
You don't want to be rude.
I don't want to be rude.
I don't understand your culture, but I don't want to be rude. So unzip. Here we go.
All right. Yeah. Is there something about Maria? Anyway, speaking of films.
Speaking of films.
That was West Side Story. Hey, segue.
God, you're so good at this.
What are we, like 40 minutes in and we're getting to our
40 minutes
topic?
in. We're gonna talk about the Oscars, which are the Oscars of movies.
They are. They're like the Midwest Regional Rep Awards of Hollywood.
I mean, we could talk about the Canadian Screen Awards, but
We could. We
definitely haven't seen any of those movies.
I've been to the Canadian Screen Awards. In fact, I've been nominated for a Canadian Screen Award.
I was nominated and I didn't even know until
Oh, we had?
Well, it was like a JFL.
Oh, it was like
gala.
an episode of something
So it
you
was
were
like,
on.
blah. And someone told me after the fact, like, "Oh, you were your episode was nominated for something." Like, oh, really? Like, you don't want to put that in your credits? I'm like, it doesn't feel like it counts.
Well, I don't think you put it in your credits unless unless you're named.
Yeah, I wasn't the guy that
Produced it.
so
Yeah.
I don't count.
It took me a long time to realize that the producer, like when I was a kid, I didn't understand that like the director had a boss.
I didn't care about the producers. Best cinematography, sound, yawn. Best casting. I'm like, isn't that?
Is there best casting?
Yeah.
Huh.
Best casting. That's like being like
Oh,
best craft table.
Is
I'm
that
like,
one of those-
I guess it's important, but do we have to put it on the TV one? Or can we just do it in the afternoon with all the other awards that nobody else cares
They
about?
put the casting on the TV?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
That does seem a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Because casting is kind of an inside baseball thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody in the business knows who the casting directors are, but generally speaking, the public,
There's a guild.
yeah. They do have a guild. Is that the PGA guild? I always see PGA after people's names. I wonder if that's the Producers Guild.
I think it's producers.
That's the Producers Guild.
Or
Casting
professional
guild.
golf.
Could be.
Could be
It
golf.
could
There's
be.
a lot
They
of
could
people
all
that
be.
are like, they all play golf.
Well, I mean, they're big Hollywood producers.
Yeah.
I imagine, although a lot of them are Jewish, so it might be tough to get into the club.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, no, not in Hollywood. In L.A., I imagine there aren't a lot of restricted clubs.
no.
I think Larry David probably covered that topic at some point. I have a feeling, he did like 8 seasons of Larry David, and I'm pretty sure the golf course featured prominently in every single season.
They must.
Well, that's the great thing about if you're shooting at a golf course, there's going to be a lot of time where you're sitting on your ass, so shag some balls. Different meaning.
Okay, good.
Different
yeah,
meaning.
good. 'cause
I saw you hanging there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
So-
wasn't sure if it was appropriate to make a hole-in-one joke, and I just paused.
Did you see the movies this year?
I did. I didn't see the Oscars.
You didn't see the Oscars?
But I just saw clips. I'm like, is anyone going to get slapped this year? If no one's getting slapped, I'm not tuning in.
I will say that the internet has, like social media, has taken me off of watching the whole program.
Yeah, because I never used to watch the whole thing. It was so boring.
Well, I used to watch it. I mean, it was on a Monday, Tuesday night.
Sunday night?
Sunday night. I don't know. It was on a night where like there isn't anything else on television tonight because
watch this.
everybody doesn't schedule against it. It's like the Super Bowl. You can watch the Super Bowl or Little House on the Prairie.
I would watch Little House on the Prairie, and then I would switch over to the Super Bowl for the halftime show.
I will say that Michael Landon's hair in any decade at any time is the helmet you want when you confront God and or Satan.
That man has been touched by an angel.
He was. Later, they found out that the angel's name was Bill Cosby, and that was a little troubling.
Awkward. Although he was on an episode of Touched by an Angel.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was Bill Cosby? I'm sure he was.
I don't know why Jeff was watching it. He was on one day, and he's like, yeah, it was weird. And then Bill Cosby showed up, and I'm like, oh, was he an angel? Because that's some bad casting.
Well, he was Ghost Dad.
He was Ghost Dad.
He was Ghost
Yeah,
Dad.
he was Leonard Part 6.
Leonard Part 6.
His
Oh, man.
Leonard's Part 1 to 5 were garbage.
It's interesting that that's the one.
He was not nominated for an Oscar this year.
No, but it's like the one gear that Bill Cosby just didn't have was movie making. Because he did well in dramatic television early on. Did huge
Comedic
live
television early on?
comedic television, but also like live comedy, which is smaller marketplace certainly back then, especially when you're selling out stadiums.
Yeah. I saw him live 3 times in
Wow.
my life.
And now, how many of those were after the story broke?
I don't remember
I
any
don't
of his
recall.
jokes. I do not recall. what he
Senator,
talked about.
Senator, I do not recall the timeline.
I do not recall. Yeah, two of them were at conferences where he was just like the entertainment at the conference.
private gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one time drove all the way up to Casino Rama to watch him.
Now, did you find that the private gig show was a different kind of show than the public gig show?
Nope, same show.
Same show.
Same show, just not as long. The casino gig, there was one point where he was telling a story and then went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
And this was like towards the end. I'm like, oh no, old man's lost it. He's lost it. And then all of a sudden he wrapped it all back up. I'm like, oh, he's a genius. I'm like, oh, but you're a bad person as well.
Yeah, it's one of those.
As well. It's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'd probably be a lot more hung up on Hitler being good or bad if like his art was better.
Yeah, pedestrian.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like if he was like Van Gogh and then committed atrocities, a little bit tougher. I don't know, man.
Check out those sunflowers.
Exactly. I don't think he should have killed all those people, but man, those flowers are pretty.
Man, just the colors just jump off the canvas.
Yellow makes me feel good. I mean, it's it's March. I'm still coming out of my seasonal affectation disorder fog. Do you get that in the wintertime? You get low?
I think I'm just generally low.
You're just generally low. You have a
All the
baseline of low.
And then in the winter, I just stay inside.
Yeah. You don't like the cold?
I don't like the cold.
I don't like the cold
I
either.
don't know why I live here.
Neither do I. It's just kind of a necessary inconvenience a lot of the time. I will say that the one Oscar that I was actually happy about, which is rare that I would be on top of this category, but Best Editing went to One Battle After Another. And I will say that I don't know how long, maybe an hour and 40 minutes into that movie, I realized like there had been no dead time.
Yeah.
There was no moment where I was like waiting for the next thing to happen or the next thing to evolve. It was just a continuous story. And things happening. And it wasn't like outrageous things. It wasn't like I was watching, remember The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery?
How could I ever forget that?
Which was a great movie, but the whole thing was a chase scene. That's why it was a great movie, right? It was literally a 2-hour chase scene, which, edge of your seat because, shit's blowing up all over the place and you're just running the whole time.
Yeah, and Nicolas Cage.
But I found with One Battle After Another, I kind of came to a realization of like, what, like there's a lot here.
Yeah.
And it was just coming naturally and flowing. I thought it was really good. So when it won at Best Editing, I was like, yeah, okay, that guy earned that one.
I do still need to watch the first 10 to 20 minutes of the movie because I saw it in the theater. I missed the beginning.
You missed the beginning
Of it, yeah.
I wonder.
I blame.
Do you feel that? Do you
Demers.
feel that the movie went well for you?
Yeah. I mean, I basically caught up and figured out what was going on. But it was when we were I was on tour out in Victoria, and the other comic was like, "Oh, I think let's watch this movie. We'll just once the show's done, we'll just run to the theater."
And you didn't quite make it there in time.
Well, we meandered. We smoked a joint. Then we got to the theater.
As you do.
It's not going to be a big deal. There's going to be like half an hour of ads and stuff. But then it was like Victoria's little indie rep theater.
Oh, so it was like let's all go to the lobby, and then they started the movie.
Started right away. And then DJ needed to get he's like, I'm going to go pee. I'm like, all right, you go pee. And then he's like, oh, I need the closed captioning thing. And then they had to go off and like find the cupboard that has the closed captioning device that nobody ever uses and blow the dust off of it. And then we entered the theater. And then I was the only one laughing, and I was very self-conscious because there was one point where I'm like, is this movie not supposed to be funny? Because why am I the only one laughing? Is it because I'm high?
No.
And then DJ was laughing, but he was laughing at different times based on whether he was like, because the subtitles were
I think.
not necessarily
So
coordinated. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now.
He's got like a 12-second delay on the closed captioning.
All I know is I really love this movie.
That'll mess with you. Yeah, it's.
But I do have to watch the beginning of it.
I had that happen to me at a movie where I was laughing and nobody else was, and it was Fargo.
Oh. Yeah, that's a
And
funny movie.
It's a very funny movie, and it's an obviously dark comedy movie. But during the scene with the wood chipper,
Yes. Hilarious wood chipper.
I was laughing rather loudly out loud, and it was like at a radio station premiere.
Oh.
So a lot of
Fancy.
people, it was a packed audience, but a lot of people didn't necessarily know what the movie was about. It wasn't necessarily a Coen Brothers audience. It was a bunch of people that won tickets on the radio. And at one point with the wood chipper, this guy and I'm assuming his girlfriend, or boyfriend or whatever, this couple I was laughing, turned around to give me a dirty look while I was laughing at the movie. And I just looked him right in the eye and I went, "It's a comedy, dum-dum."
Oh.
And they were both just not pleased with me at all.
I've had people do that at comedy shows. I used to go to, when JFL 42 had the deal where you would buy a pass and then
Oh, yeah, you can go to
and
every
then you could
shitty
just go
comedy
to,
show in town.
like every single show. Like you go to a show, you get your credit back. So me and my friend Candace, we would go to everything, and Candace has a very distinctive laugh. And I will never make fun of anyone's laugh. That is your expression of joy.
Yeah.
But her laugh, like, it does sound a bit like someone's punching a seal. So I understand why people react to it, but at the same time, I'm like,
Distinctive.
it's still, it's laughter.
Yeah.
Where do you, I told off some blonde. Well, I'll just call them cunts from Oakville.
I have.
Which is a good time.
There are, like being in the comedy business, I've run into my fair share of unique laughs.
I love a unique laugh.
And I love a unique laugh too, although I have come across unique laughs that seem
Forced. Fake.
passive aggressive. It seems like that is your laugh, but you're leaning in. And you're
You're trying to
leaning
throw
in
me
and
off.
you're leaning in a way where you want to draw the attention. That the attention isn't accidental for you. The laugh has become a mechanism. And that's all fine and good if you're out in the street, you're wandering through traffic and whatnot. But when you're at my comedy show and you're starting to draw traffic, get out of the way, lady.
It is a bit distracting sometimes, and often I do have to address it from the stage if the audience seems to be reacting to it. But
My rule on that on dealing with something going on in the crowd, unless it's right in front of you. If it's right in front of you, you can deal with it because you can see the person, you can deal with the person's right there. But my rule on dealing with something in the audience is when I start seeing ears instead of noses. So when people are starting to look from side to side they're trying to find what's going on in the room, that's when I address it. It's because now I'm losing focus,
yeah,
right? People
if
are
it's only bothering me, I don't care. But if it's bothering the audience and they're not paying attention to the gold that is coming out of my mouth,
little nuggets.
little nuggets. You're not laughing at these beautiful nuggets. This finely crafted dick joke that I have for you. Why?
Exactly.
You can't be distracted.
Artisan, bespoke dick jokes.
Yeah. Amish.
I learned that lesson once because you have to, if you're going to deal with something in the audience, you have to make sure that everybody in the crowd is aware of it.
Yes.
Because I had a guy one time, and I'll give him full props, it is the most effective heckle I've ever received. And it was early days, it was in Vancouver, I was first starting out, and this guy kept very quietly in the front row one word commenting after every single one of my jokes. Like, yeah, sure. Like, it was all like just womp, womp, womp. He was Debbie Downering my entire existence.
Yeah.
And
all was fun.
And about 4 minutes into my 5-minute set, I lost it and started screaming at him. And just screaming at him. Like genuinely angry. I was so new that I didn't know any better.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right? And I took it personally when he's just, I could be a statue that he's making fun of. Like he was just there to, whatever was standing in front of him, this is the person he was going to be. But he got to me and I snapped and I started screaming at him. And no one in the room understood why. Everyone, and I'm just Mr. Happy. Hey, I'm doing impressions of my dog. I'm wiggling my ass. I'm like, I'm Mr. Happy Smiley. And then all of a sudden, look, motherfucker. And I just start, and I got my finger out. And I'm waving it at him. I'm like, you want to say another fucking thing? Say one more fucking thing, and I'm going to kick you in the teeth. And a whole
Good night, everyone. I'm in Chuck Bird.
Exactly. The whole crowd was like, wow, that guy really took a left there.
Yeah, I did. I did wrap up a JFL set with not like a JFL showcase.
Oh, okay.
Set, just for laughing, by being like, "All right, thanks everyone, you've been great," and then directed at the front row, and you two need to shut the fuck up for the rest of the show.
Oh yeah. Well, you're probably doing everybody else on the show a big favor.
I am going to take one for the team because this was not my greatest showcase set. So, because of you people,
I had that happen during. When I was taping my first album, I did the 2-show club night, right? You do the early show and the late show, and you hope, roll the dice, and hopefully one of them's going to work out. And during the early show, I was just doing as much material as I could possibly get through, just to get it on tape. And there was a group of young people. I'll say people, so as to not malign any particular gender.
Fair enough. What race were they?
But they were, they were white people.
Okay, good. All right.
And
Gross.
just the worst type of white people. And they were sitting underneath there was microphones set up on either side of the stage to catch the audience reactions. So they're sitting underneath a microphone, which was not hidden. It was a clearly visible microphone array right above them.
Was it the guy that you told to shut up, come back like 20 years later?
I wish.
That would have been glorious.
I would have been ready. Well, I would have finally gotten to kick him in the face. But I had to literally just stop cold and look at them, because they were having a full volume conversation about what they were doing after the show 10 minutes into my set. So I got 30 more minutes to go, and they're full volume discussing their exit strategy underneath a microphone for my album. And
it's almost like they didn't care.
Well, like the whole audience was in on it. It was being filmed. Like, it was hard to avoid what was going on in the room, and they just were blissfully unaware of the world around them. And I had to stop and just be like, you can see that there's a mic. Like, I was pointing at the microphone, and you can see that, right? Because it's on, and if I can hear you, I promise you the microphone can. And so they were quiet for a little bit, and then they left.
Fair enough.
And we used the late show for the album.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I did get chastised for laughing too loudly at someone's comedy taping.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you were right by the microphone. It was a bit distracting."
Oh,
when we were
yeah.
listening to the audio, I was like, okay.
I have had
Is
that.
it the one time that I laughed because the joke? I have a tendency, if a joke doesn't work,
That's funny.
So joke is told, there is silence, and then after a pause, there's me laughing. And
You're laughing at the whole.
I'm laughing at the whole, and I'm not doing it to be mean to the comic. I assume that they know what's going on, but I suspect that's what happened. It's
swing and a miss. It's swing and a miss.
I'm laughing at the audience's reaction.
Well, and what's interesting is sometimes it's a swing and a miss for a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like you didn't give the audience a piece of information that they usually have for that joke.
Yep.
You told the joke incorrectly. Yep. You made it too dirty for a sensitive crowd, or whatever your mistake is. But there are also a lot of times where a joke that is going to work, it's going to work. The reason why this joke is going to work is because everything about this joke is funny. And audiences for let's just say a year solid, every time you go up, they're like, yeah, that's a funny joke. And they laugh at that joke. And then one night, the audience just looks at you like all of a sudden you broke into Chinese, and it just right past them for no reason. And then the wonderful thing is the drive home, right? Where you get to question, what's wrong with me? And what have I done? Am I missing a line in the joke?
Did the mic go out? Is that the problem? This has been a sound issue.
It's one thing to have to drive back from Sudbury. It's quite another to have to drive back from Sudbury working something out in your head.
Your life choices.
Yeah. It's just because ordinarily I kind of enjoy that ride.
And I have a good time in Sudbury. I usually have fun in Sudbury. I'm usually up there a couple of times a year.
I usually have a good time in Sudbury, too. Generally speaking, all the northern rural communities in general, I find those gigs are always a good time because people don't get to go out as much.
They're excited.
And so when they do go out, they go out to have fun. Yeah. There's a few towns like that, too. I find Hamilton is a town where if people are going out, they are going out to have fun. Toronto's a town where people are going out because they live in 200 square feet and they just don't want to be at home.
I'm tired of breathing my own farts. I need to get out of here.
I never get tired of smelling my own farts.
I do.
Of smelling my farts?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they're bountiful.
I miss the plexiglass days of COVID. where we were all slightly shielded from each other.
Did you have to perform in plexiglass?
I did it once. I did at a TV taping that I.
TV taping, they put you in a box?
Well, I agreed to do the tape. I was like, I don't want to do the taping because I'm not interested in this because this is going to be amateur hour. I'm not interested. I helped them find some comics, but then one of them dropped out because they smartened up and they're like, oh no, this sounds like amateur hour. I was like, yeah. I don't blame you for dropping out. I'm not involved in this. I'm just providing names.
Yeah.
And so I got to experience it once, but I'm like, oh, this is stupid. Because not only was there a giant piece of plexiglass up for a TV taping, but it was also, I don't know, a quarter full.
Yeah.
And those tables it was dinner and a show. So people were eating during a TV taping.
Yeah.
It was just...
Everything about
like,
that's wrong.
And they're like, you did great. I was like, I did do great. You're not allowed to use that tape. Sorry.
Well, I did one. I remember the Ottawa Yuck Yucks I played at one point, and there was like a big plexiglass thing in front of me. But because of the way the lights were set up, it basically acted as a mirror for me because they were shining the lights on it. So I was basically standing in front of myself, and I couldn't see the audience. Plus, I couldn't hear them because I was behind plexiglass.
You were doing a live Zoom show.
Yeah,
That's what that sounds like.
Well, I almost preferred the Zoom shows to that. That was terrible. And then I did one that was out in like Oshawa where they had actually built like a Boy in the Bubble. It was a 4-wall. It didn't have a roof, but it was a 4-wall, like you had to enter it through a flap at the back, and you stood there, and it was just plastic. And that was actually that felt better. Well, at least I could see them, right? It still felt like, we were all kidding ourselves with that.
Did you do the drive-in show down at Ontario Place?
No, I did the
COVID?
drive-in out at Bingham's during COVID.
Because when they're like, oh, we're going to do a comedy show at the drive-in. I'm like, what a great idea. And in my mind, I was like, everyone's going to bring lawn chairs. Everyone's going to sit outside the car. I was expecting them to be in the cars. And then they're like, I'm just talking to a parking lot.
And then
times.
What they had told, at the one I did, what they had told the people in the cars watching the comedy was honk when you like a joke. Yeah. So, that doesn't screw with the comedy timing at all, right? People randomly honking their car horn during your set.
Yeah, I told them not to honk. I'm like, if you like stuff, flash your lights. If you don't, put on your wipers.
But I thought
put your wipers on and let me know it's garbage.
Put your wipers on. That's actually a better sign. Put your wipers on. Right. And if it's really good, give it a little spray.
Give it a little spray.
Give it a little spray.
Tears of laughter.
That's exactly.
On your windscreen.
I wet my pants a little bit. Right? It's the highest compliment. Have you ever gotten that?
Someone peeing their pants?
You never get a guy that'll admit to it, but I've had women admit to it, like under their breath as they're exiting the club.
I'm damp, but not in a good way.
It made me pee a little. Yeah.
I do like it when people choke on their drinks.
Yes.
When they choke, or if I can send your drink out of your nose.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
glorious,
high praise.
Glorious.
It's high praise.
I don't need laughter. I need you quietly dying.
Well, that's about two things lining up too. That's about their moment of no return on the drink and you hitting the line right. That's like one of those when two waves hit each other and create that wonderful splash.
Timing.
Yeah.
Timing.
It can be moderately to somewhat important. It can be.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, I don't know when we started. I don't know how long we've been going.
I don't know where we are, and I don't know whose hands are touching me right now.
Okay.
You're at 43 minutes.
Okay, thank you. We have Kevin McDonald, our wonderful what is your title? Is it just tech?
I think it's Lord.
Lord
Kevin.
Lord Kevin of the machines. Yeah, because at any moment he can just pause it.
And turn Chuck's mic off.
Yeah, just he can. He's only going to record the first 3 minutes of the podcast.
He's just recording himself, actually.
He's recording
a very different podcast.
That'd be an interesting thing. You
do look great.
Have our audio and then just Kev's dead stare at a camera watching it. That would be good.
They're going off on another tangent.
That could be. There's our camera 2, right? Yeah. And then camera 2, the reaction shot of Kev just dead-eyed, staring at a camera, waiting for it all to end.
This again.
The other big story this week, of
Yes.
course, is the continuing, I believe they're calling it an excursion in Iraq? Or Iran,
I
sorry.
don't want to sign up on that. An excursion sounds like you're going to have fun. An
Exactly.
incursion?
Excursion is the kind of thing, you do at the all-inclusive, and, I get to hang out on a catamaran.
I get to snorkel?
Yeah. By the way, little pro tip for you: if you're heading down the Dominican Republic, right, and you're going to Punta whatever, and it's always Punta something.
Yeah.
It's Punta something, right? And if you're on the other side of the island, it's Porto something or Punta something, one or the other. But wherever you are, they're going to offer you some of these excursions for the day, right? Because how many days in a row can you sit by a pool and drink alcoholic sugar? So one of the days, somebody that you're with at the resort is going to be like, "We should go on an excursion."
Do you want to see some of the local culture?
Don't
No.
go on the truck that turns into a boat. It is a shitty truck. It is a shittier boat, right? 2 strikes on 1 pitch on that. There's another one where you can go on a truck and it's like a culture journey, right? And they get you to you go by a school, so you got to give a bunch of kids pencils, stuff like that. Catamaran. That's what you want to go on. You want to go on the catamaran. It's a sailboat that doesn't tip.
I've been on a catamaran.
It's a lot of fun, isn't
When
it?
I went to Cuba, yeah, it was great. We went snorkeling. We saw a Cuban cockfish in the water. We're
There you go.
"Oh, hello. Our guide was wearing a very skimpy Speedo.
Yeah. That's a plus.
We're like, what is that? Yeah.
That's a plus.
I mean, it was Joanna Downey was the one that pointed it out, of course.
I was in the Dominican with Joanna Downey. Yeah.
We've been
we got
to many
hammered.
warm
We
places
got
with her.
hammered and made out a little bit. It was a fun night.
My favorite part of that trip was when she briefly disappeared, and we're like, "Where'd you go?" She's like, "Oh, I was just fucking the bartender from the pool bar." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "That guy?" She's like, "I needed it." I'm like, "Okay." I'm not judging. I mean, I'm judging, but
Well,
just your choice of gentlemen.
yeah, miss her. Miss her. She was a classic. She was an all-time classic, Joanna Downey. Oh, that was fun. But yeah, I will say one thing about the catamaran.
All right, only one thing.
Take a dump before you get on the boat. You can pee anywhere when you're on the ocean.
Yeah.
Literally, you can pee anywhere, guys or girls. It is unisex pee opportunities.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take a shit in the ocean if you don't take a shit
You're gonna
previous.
chum the water.
And you're on vacation, so the consistency of your stool might be questionable.
If there's a strong current, it's not your problem.
And
Just
you don't
make sure
want-
you're
you
in the
don't-
right.
Well, a strong
Upstream.
current's great, but if you're in the ocean, you can't guarantee a strong current, so you might end up essentially treading water in a cloud of your own shit.
But
Right?
imagine the fish that would come out to check it out.
Oh, no, they come out quick. It's happened to me. The reason why I'm giving this warning is I went on the catamaran and I was having a wonderful time right up until I had to take a shit. And I asked about that, and the guy who was, like the local, Dominican dude
Yeah.
running the boat just looked at me like, "So you're today's guy who has to shit?" Like, you know
There's
what I mean?
always
Like
one.
I'm sure they all took bets as we were getting on the boat. All the crew of the boat were looking us up and down, and
Yeah, that guy's a
which
shitter.
guy is the guy who's going to have to take a shit? We're going to have to tell him that he's going to have to hang onto a rope off the back of the boat and drag along shitting, and that was me. That was me. Now I wasn't scared of that. I grew up going to summer camp.
I guess
I took a shit off a war canoe once. I tied a piece of rope around the
Chuck
thwart,
Burns story.
put my feet on the gunnels, and hung my ass over the boat, and plop, 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 took a dump off a work canoe. That is, that's gonna when I get to the pearly gates and St. Peter's like, "Hey, what'd you do?" I'm like, "Well, number one, I took a dump off a work canoe."
Yeah.
Yeah, House Sound, British Columbia, beautiful sunny day. The ferry was going by. Oh, it was beautiful. That guy taking a shit off a work canoe? Yes. Yes, I am.
Look at his feet on the gunnels.
Exactly.
Look at them.
I think I was 14 when I did that.
Yeah, that's the age.
And
That's the right age.
I did it early in the summer, and so that was the story I told all summer. Yeah, you're looking at a guy who took a shit off a work canoe, and that was a big thing. Other people were trying to put themselves in a position to take a shit off a work canoe because I had broken the seal on how awesome that was.
Just eating tons of fiber. Like, I got this.
Exactly.
Come on, guys.
Exactly. Kids just downing raw broccoli. Just downing the raw broccoli.
Give me
Come
some
on.
X-Lax.
Get me in there, coach.
Yum, yum, yum. Oh, it takes so little to impress 14-year-old boys.
It really does take very little. It takes very little to impress them. It takes very little to entertain them.
Yes.
The only area is food. It takes quite a bit of food to feed them.
Oh, yeah, they're monsters. They're piranhas.
That was the thing. There was
Locusts.
both of my kids. Actually, their food intake has gone down in their late teens, but in their early teens, they were both like powering it down.
Yeah, you got to feed the puberty monster.
Well, apparently hormones are a high energy product. Yeah, because they were both tweaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have thoughts on the war and or the excursion that's going on?
It's just very entertaining. The only thing that's entertaining me about it is the...
It's terrible that we're saying that it's entertaining, and it isn't. Like the people are dying. It's terrible.
People are dying. Yeah,
But
yeah.
what's entertaining is that you can see how incompetent
Absolutely.
the entire operation
My
is.
favorite thing is like, oh, we won the war. It's like, well, you guys want to come and help us win this war? Like, we don't need your help winning this war. It's like, why is no one helping us? It's just the hot and cold of it all.
What I
is quite
loved
delightful.
was he said all of that in one press conference. In one press conference, he said, we don't need help from anybody. Then he said he had called everybody and nobody wanted to help. And then he had said, hey, don't you have some mine-sweeping boats? Can't you send some mine-sweeping boats? And then, because he was on both sides of every fucking issue, right at the end of it, he was like, actually, a former president told me he thought it was a really good idea.
And then they called all the former presidents. They're like, we didn't say.
He is an 8-year-old, right? And it just every time he starts to get into a corner, he's like, yeah, but our neighbor fucked our cat.
Yeah,
like he just throws something out
You're
there.
a poopy head.
Well, it was the guy from Fox News that actually asked him, was it George W. Bush? And he said no. And then he asked him, was it Barack Obama? And I think, to Trump's credit, in that moment, he realized, if I say no to Barack Obama, or no, it was Bill Clinton. And he said, I don't want to say, because otherwise there's only 2 left, right? By saying no, it wasn't George W. Bush, it's either Clinton or Obama. And both of those guys are on the phone so often calling Trump to tell him what a great job he's doing.
Yeah, that story falls apart because I just picture Trump calling Obama and Obama just being like, oh, I'm not answering that. No.
Well, you know what? I would think Obama
decline.
I would think Obama would answer the phone for no other reason than it's the president. And Obama's a guy that would respect the office, I think. But I don't think he would volunteer, oh, no, I wish I had done that. I wish I had just, on a whim, followed Netanyahu. Because it's not even Israel's advice. It's Netanyahu's advice to just start bombing Iran.
That was my other favorite thing in the past week was when we weren't sure if Netanyahu was alive. And they're like, is this just AI that we're watching? And I'm like,
Oh. Well, I liked how Rubio,
this is quite fun.
Rubio, his
Big shoes.
I do like the fact that
like
now
the
he
big
has to walk
shoes.
around the White House in shoes that are 3 sizes too big for him. And he already has the nickname Little Marco, and now he's Little Marco with big shoes. So I will say,
It's adorable.
that was the moment I actually realized, this was like in 15. It was like before the election. It was when they were doing those Republican debates with like 68 people on stage, and
Yeah.
they had an A squad and a B squad. And Trump was talking about Marco Rubio, and he was talking about how sweaty Marco Rubio was. And he threw this line out, and it was such a fucking home run line. He goes, I looked at him, I thought he just got out of the pool. It was so fucking good, that line. And in that moment, I thought, this guy could become president. Just because that's the kind of thing that gets you elected in America.
He says what he's thinking.
Not just that he says what he's thinking, but he just gets off a line that's the right line at the right time.
I think they really overestimated how quick and easy this would be. And now they're like, oh, well, we don't really have a. We kind of thought that they would all fall apart as soon as we
that's some
started
of
blowing stuff up, and they're not giving up. And
the
I'm all out of ideas.
that's the reporting this week is that Trump was kind of hyped up on Venezuela,
Well, now that
right?
oil's
Because Venezuela, they didn't, for as much as they seem to have done something, all they really did was the special forces kidnapped somebody.
Yeah.
That's all they really did. Now, they kidnapped a guy that was, probably behind some security.
They knocked over some flower pots and stuff while they were there too. They were very rude. And
Well, I
rough.
mean, they haven't managed to do that with any cartel leaders, but they did it with the head of Venezuela. But then, the person that was already the number two just took over, and apparently they're just being agreeable because, otherwise
wanna be
the
kidnapped.
chopper's going to show up again and fucking take you away. So, all right, you'll be agreeable.
I don't like American prison food.
Yeah, but they're no less criminal.
There's
They're
no
no less
flavor.
whatever than they were before. But now, so Trump now said that he could take Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
let's take it.
I don't know if I'll take it or what.
I can do what I want.
But I could. Yeah, he keeps saying that. But I can do it. I can do whatever I want.
I mean, part of him is true because people aren't stopping him from doing stuff. So
Well-
it's like, I can do this. Like, well, that's illegal. It's like,
I think he sees countries very much like squares on a Monopoly board, where he just gets to be the boss of it.
yeah.
That's what he thinks.
Gonna put some little green plastic houses on it.
Yeah, it doesn't take into account the people who already live on the square,
No.
right?
They
Like he was genuinely surprised that Iran counterattacked.
Yeah. They had all kinds of. I think he thought it was like Iraq was not in good shape when they invaded Iraq. Iran has all kinds of military stuff.
Well, yeah, well, it's not just that. It's like after 9/11, it wasn't like America was like, "Ooh, we had that coming." Hey,
They're like, what? What?
we should
We're
probably
just sitting here minding our own business, and you fly planes into us. This came out of nowhere.
Completely
no
out
one
of
could have
nowhere.
seen this coming.
yeah.
Because we
And
ignored the guy who told us it was coming. Actually, a bunch of people told us it was coming, and we're
Wow.
like, that sounds ridiculous.
Something's always coming.
That sounds dumb. My other favorite thing about Iran is because I forget that before they go to war, they do like war games. They plan it all out. They do all the simulations.
But that's, I mean,
Like
the
that,
reason.
like-
How do you spend $1 trillion a year? Well,
Yeah.
you get a bunch of computers together and make a bunch of models about how to
Yeah.
invade Iran or attack Iran, or what do we do if this happens or that happens or the other thing happens. That's what these guys do
But
all day.
apparently, like every single model is like, yeah, Iran gets decimated, except they retain control of the Strait of Hormuz,
Oh yeah.
and that's the thing that they have no solution for, and that is Iran's like ace in the hole.
Well, I also think that this has the way this will escalate is that I think Iran will probably only see the destruction of Israel as it's out. Like the only way that Iran gets to be Iran at this point, or certainly from the previous regime or the current regime or whatever, is if they destroy Israel. I imagine that's the argument being made to whoever happens to be in a bunker running Iran right now. But that means that, I mean, all signs point to more boom boom, not less.
A lot more boom boom and a lot more boom boom in countries that are not Iran and Israel. Like the
Yeah.
the parts where things are happening, I'm like, oh well, everyone in that region is just screwed. Especially if you live next door to an oil producing. What do they call it? Oil factories.
Yeah, oil
You're next to
factory.
the oil factory.
You're right next to the
I would move.
and the fertilizer factory. That is something I did not know, is the amount of fertilizer that comes out of the Middle East. Is that apparently, the price of food is going to go up as a result of this too, because nobody can grow it, and there's going to be less food available.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I wasn't hungry anyways.
No. Exactly. I'm sure we'll be fine with the high fructose corn syrup we've put away. There's a strategic don't they have a strategic reserve of high fructose corn syrup in America?
They might. We definitely have a maple syrup reserve.
We
In
do.
Canada.
We do. We're like our maple syrup cartel is not unlike the diamond people. There is
It's
there
De
is
Beers, but French Canadian and sticky.
yeah, there is blood syrup out
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
There is blood syrup.
There's a reason it tastes so sweet, and it's human suffering.
Human suffering.
That's why. That's why your pancakes taste so good right now.
But it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
I don't know
as
how many.
always.
I don't know how many times we've said that. Now.
Let's wrap it up for the
All right.
7th time.
Where can they find us?
They can find us at Preparing to Podcast.
Yeah, they can find me
TikToks
at Chuck
and the
B
stuff.
Jokes.
Oh, you can find me at Dr. Ted Morris.
Yeah, we're on the Insta, the Tickety Tockety, the
We get around.
YouTube, dude.
Yeah,
Facebook. I think I'm probably still on Facebook.
probably.
Yeah.
You can't escape.
Yeah. What else am I on? I got a Pizza Nova account.
Excellent.
I haven't.